Hello there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong episode 19. So there's actually a lot that's happened since the last time that I played. I changed the game difficulty to easy because I was getting my butt beat. And really, this may or may not be the last video that I do for this game, just because I'm just having a really hard time progressing with this game. And I feel like if I keep trying to go forward, that I'll just end up being like stuck in a rut here. This disgusting pile of stinking human remains smells strongly of blood in the first stages of decay. The arms, legs, and organs here are heaped together like stacked firewood, leaking blood and gore across the floor. The parts contained therein appear to have been sliced away from the parent body rather than torn or bitten. So judging by the clean edges on the cuts, the blade used to sever these parts are extremely sharp. This is a whole world of messed up MS. Isabel takes a moment to suppress a retch. You think the killer stashed these here? They're stacked. They've been organized. This is our killer, alright. Looking closer at the pile, one part stands out. It's a severed forearm and it's covered in tattoos. Words in the Slavic language and a shining lighthouse adorn the forearm, and ring-like images are inked on each finger. On the back of the hand, there's a skull inside a square. Whoever owned his arm isn't likely to be Wampoan, as the tattoos look like they were poorly drawn and inked by hand, rather than a machine. Most likely Russian criminal tattoos. Then why kill them if they're not Wampoan? Despite the darkness, you see something glitter at the edge of the drain. Looking closer, it appears to be a necklace of some kind. It's become caught in the drain's gate, narrowly avoiding falling down a deep pit. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is I am gonna give it my best shot. Just have not been doing very well here. As you round a corner, you hear voices speaking just loudly enough for you to make out coherent sentences. Yaroslav says the boat will be ready tomorrow morning. He's gotten everything arranged with the port authority. We moved the goods to his warehouse. He'll handle loading them onto the ship. And we can get back to... Oh wait, I exited out there. We'll handle loading the goods on the ship and we can get paid right then and there. Alright, I've already kind of read all of this, which I'm kind of like, about reading it. Okay. Here, I'm just looking for a serial killer. I'll say that. I don't really like these people. And I've learned it doesn't matter what I say in the end, I ended up sounding like a wuss. Oh wait, because I know what happened to Alexander. I do. This is the first time I gotten this option. Melissa's eyes narrow. She hisses her words through her teeth. If you so much as touched him, your suffering will become the stuff of legend. I promise. Where is he? The serial killer I'm looking for killed him, chopped up in a pile of body parts. Why should we believe you? I think you're just trying to save your own skin. Right forearm, lighthouse tattoo, Russian words underneath that, on the back of the hand, a skull inside a square. Sound familiar? Felicia and Galena exchanged a significant glance. Okay, so you've seen his arm. That doesn't prove anything. You could have seen it on him. You want to walk down the way and pull his arm out of the quartz pile I found? Go right ahead. I wasn't about the car to step an arm around just in case I needed it. I'm getting pretty tired of this. Down the way in the drains, there's a pile of body parts. His arm is in it. You can go see for yourself. Yeah, you're right. That is the act of someone very sick. We can talk peacefully, but keep your hands where I can see him. Where was your friend headed when he disappeared? He found a key card for a stockroom located behind Miss Yang's Jade Mountain restaurant. He went to check it out, but thought there might be something valuable in there. A little extra money for our time spent down here in the drains, né? Do you have another key to the stockroom? Yes, there are several of them in box. We just popped the lock off and took them off. Melissa tosses you a key card. Here, we don't have time for this. We have to move this gear. You want to play detective? Go right ahead. Huh. So I guess I was missing some evidence. Cause I know extra fights that you don't have to do can be harder. But maybe that's what happened. Before I'd be sitting here for like ever trying to get some progress. First I tried attacking the gang, which went horribly. I tried attacking them, which also went horribly. I've been sitting here for like hours. Now it's like, oh no, I'm gonna have to stop playing this game. Maybe I didn't have to turn down the difficulty then. I don't know. Oh, let's go to, oh, I changed my, I think I talked about that in the last one. And I'm sorry that I kind of skipped through it, the reading part, because this game is mostly story. And so, for that part, I do kindly request that you know, just pause and read it. But from now on, I'll be reading the story, so we don't have to do that again. Oh, hey! Isn't this where I tried to get a key to go to in the first place? So if I would have had enough, like, cyber energy, I could have just came here from the first point, right? Get the key to... Oh my goodness. Well, while I'm in here, I just want to check. I have no karma. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Food. Despite the table's crude construction, an artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several small dishes are filled with pickled vegetables, while a larger plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is a pale pinkish white, like raw pork, and is covered in a light soy marinade. Poking at the raw meat, you discover that it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has the faint aroma of marinade, as if deliberately prepared. I feel like if I eat that, then I will die. So let's not do that, because that seems like a bad idea. The box is packed full of odds and ends. It nearly overflows with a collection of knickknacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There is no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Among the contents are charms in various temples, a wooden mask, and a paper fan. I can examine everything, right? Let's go do it. The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted a pale white, and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain. Despite features and lifted eyebrows are matched with bright red lips and delicately carved teeth. The teeth have been stained a deep black. What's up with that? The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. They come in a variety of bright colors and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth, and protection. Inside each appears to be folded paper, prayer, or fortune written in Japanese. Paper fan. Unfolding the fan, you tilt it toward the light to examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier. Curved fruits at sunset beside a deep blue river. The two ships sail down the river, which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the city skyline, one large temple hall and a five-tiered pagoda. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance, the sound of doors latch shutting. You are no longer alone in the stockroom. What the heck? Standing before you is a man clad in heavy armor and bearing a katana on his hip. His skin is an ashen gray, his eyes dead white, his teeth are jagged and appear quite sharp. This is no man, this is a ghoul. The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but you have a sense that it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, a hired gun, no doubt brought to bear against me by the important elders. a means by which they can lift the curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before raising your weapon to kill me? Uh-huh. You're a ghoul and you're talking. You don't seem interested in eating me. I didn't even think about attacking me, ghoul. How do you address a ghoul? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna respond with confusion because that's what I'm feeling right now. Yes, I am not only talking, I am reasoning as well, and since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you, I'd say. The ghoul bares his teeth, breath rasping over them as he inhales. You wish to know not only what I am, but what I have done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. I know who you are. You're the one killing the Wempoan elders, but you're still a serial killer. I mean, they both say the same thing. You are correct. I have killed all of the Wempoan elders to date, though only Elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. Explain yourself. This affair began simply enough. As you may surmise, I am not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Wampoa Garden is an excellent place to hide, no police or triad presence, and minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder Nig discovered me through communion with her spirits. Rather than kill me or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. Nig and the other elders were having problems with one of their number, an elder named Magpie, and been holding many of their plans hostage and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because her services were too useful to the Wampoans at large. Nig offered me payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. Moo shoots you a sidelong glance, tusk bared as he grits his jaw. Why the hell are we talking to this thing, MS? It's a goddamn ghoul, and you know what they're like. Really? What, pray tell, am I like? All teeth and claws and bad manners, I expect. Daichu's tone is amused, despite the harshness of his rasping voice. Really? You want to crack jokes, you cannibal? Wu takes an involuntary step forward, raising his rifle. You're the kind of monster that devour a family just because it's convenient. Remember the 162s, MS, he's just like them. The 162s were a gang, Wu, in the Barrens. What do you say to that, ghoul? I mean, I am interested in why I should believe him, and if I'm going to get stabbed in the back for listening to him. What do you say to that, ghoul? What do I want to say here? Like that makes a bit of difference. Go on, then talk to the monster, but I'm keeping my finger on the goddamn trigger. I believe that we are speaking of the Elder's plans to have me kill Magpie. Surely you must be a little curious about that. I've heard of Magpie, but her shop's still locked up. Naturally, they would keep her servers under lock and key to avoid any awkward questions about her whereabouts. I was thorough in disposing of her, as our contract stipulated. She was to simply disappear without a trace, a task that was easy enough to accomplish. I disposed of Maxie's body by emptying the blood in her bathroom. Then I cut her up into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic tarp, which I took to the storm drains and hid. Gaichu nonchalantly waves a hand, his tone flat and unconcerned. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends on consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishments go to waste would be a foolish error. You're still a murderer and I have a job to do. That doesn't explain everything, but why kill the other elders then? I contacted the elders, not in person, of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, Nick would be a woman of her word. Baring his teeth, Gaichu hisses his next word across clenched teeth. I was mistaken. I arrived at the nearby parking garage the elders had told me about. They cleared out the other Wampoans under some pretense, though I'm not sure what ruse they used. The elders never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspect they knew something of my nature. I heard about the fight. You expect me to believe you took on a police squad and won? Of course. I have survived as a ghoul for some years now on the streets of Hong Kong, that isn't evidence enough of my tenacity, I doubt any words I could say to you would change your mind. A betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only was I not paid for my time and effort, the Whampoan elders treated me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none. I had hoped to build a network of contacts so that I would be able to continue finding work, but with that treachery, my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster that they feared. One by one, I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me and could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I would have ceased my hunt, yet they did not. Instead, they contacted you, no doubt asking you to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the Whampoan started, or will you treat me with the same humanity I've shown you? Well, let me ask you some questions. Very well. What would you like to know? Did you eat the elders? Why would the elders have you killed instead of paying you? If I let you live, what will you do? Kill the rest of the elders and anyone else that they send to exterminate me. It is a matter of survival. Should I ever have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of betrayal. These murders are my curriculum vitae in revenge. This is gonna be such a hard battle, but my only job here is really to kill whoever's killing the elders. If I let him go, I'm gonna say I've made my decision, but I'm just gonna see. Oh, what then will you do? How will this story end? Come and work with me, I can be your face. Attack, I've got a job to do. Die. I mean, they are getting what they asked for, but I'm not sure if I could persuade him to come and work with me and like not kill them. That would be amazing because he seems like he would be a really good partner to have. But if he already told me if I let him live, he's gonna kill the rest of the elders. Maybe if I tell him I can be a curious offer, and what of the elders? Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? I want to see what they have to say first. I would counsel you not believe their words, but you have the sound of one who is wary as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a bit later in the night. Most pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the Whampoa without being noticed. Sounds like a good plan. Okay. Because I really do want to like talk to him. Talk to them, like convince him not to kill them and just join my team. Isabella's behind Duncan. She's so short. Okay, but we're already over time and I'm gonna end the video here. I'm really glad that I don't have to end the story because this is a really good story. And I was like really worried I was just gonna be stuck and never make any progress, just be the worst gamer ever. But yeah, I'm ending the video here. If you liked the video, comment or subscribe below. Thank you for watching, and Mooshi Gamer signing out.